Okay. So another part, hopefully the conclusion of this Wolverine, is I had all of these blue lines here. Let me zoom in. And at first I thought I could get away with maybe erasing some of the ones out here and whatnot, and all the ones that stood out the most. But as I went further along, it was becoming pretty apparent that that was not going to work at all. So what I did was, I mean, you can see how it's all throughout the, I don't know, it's all throughout the red blood spatter here and everything else, and I just basically screwed up. I shouldn't have done that with blue line and then go right into the color. Before I started any kind of color, I should have scanned it in and removed the blue line, or just don't do the blue line at all. Do pencil because it's easier to erase than the blue line, and then go straight into color and then get rid of what I don't want that's not inked and colored. But I didn't, so I had to go back and correct something. And there might be a way to do this in Clip Studio Paint, but I'm not exactly sure what it was, and honestly I forgot about doing it in Photoshop. So went back over there, took it into Photoshop, and then, because this is a cropped piece, this is an 11 by 17, I cropped it at the interior blue lines, which makes it into a 10 by 15. Then I stretched it and brought it back up to a 11 by 17 again in the same 11 by 17 workspace. So now the one I brought in, those are my flats. That's this layer right here. So now the one I brought in is this one. So it's more light, it's lighter and everything else than, let me see here. That's the original scan. That's the copy of that one. So this is the one I brought in after I did it with Photoshop, and you can see all the blue lines here. And then you can see how they're not there, they're gone. All the blue, even the blue that was running through the yellow on his head, right there, the streaks. So now that's all gone. Oh, you can barely see a little bit of it right there. Huh. I must have backtracked on a setting, because even that was gone. These actually turned sort of white. It doesn't matter though. That's not too bad. It's nowhere near as bad as it was. So after I did that, now I turn on my flats, right? The one I was working on beforehand in the last video. And now I'm back to where I was wanting to be originally. So I'm going to unlock this old one really quick and put just in case I need something from there. I'll lock that one. That's the original. Okay, so those can stay off. I'll probably delete them later once I'm done. But right now I'm primarily using this one and this one. That's my flats copy right there. I want that straight flat. This is the one that I'm tweaking and working underneath this right here. So if I want, I could actually move the flats down, keep all my off layers below there. Okay, so now this is the layer I'm working on. And what I'm trying to do is, all of the brown is pretty much done. So now I need to finish off with the hair, the skin tone, and the claws. And the eyes, of course. So we can go ahead and turn this one on. I don't think I need this one unlocked. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and save that really quick. computer's running a little funky tonight. Yes, yes, yes. As you can see, it's bogging down quite a bit. I mean, I know this is a large file, but I have 2 graphics cards in here, so my Firefox was downloading an update earlier, and the browser in general just started bogging down and acting funky, so I think something might be downloading in the background that's not showing up. Okay, so there we go. So now he's not looking too bad. So I'm going to go in with the eyedropper, grab his skin tone, and make sure I'm on flats, copy. And let me see here. Let's see. I don't know if I want to do lasso or I want to just try to do the oil brush. I'm going to try to raise the tone a little bit and then do oil brush. Yeah, that might be a little easier. Whoops. Okay. Turn those 2 off really quick. Turn that one back on, and I need my skin tones. There we go. Okay. Turn that off and turn both those back on. There. Now I'm in my. Now I can't accidentally drag over the blades. Although when you're on oil brush in this, I've noticed that you actually can. Let me see if it'll do it. Oh, it's not doing it right now. Oh yeah, it is. Right there a little bit. I don't know exactly why this is, but if you're out of bounds and you grab a color and you pull it in, you can see it. You can sometimes see it right there. You can see how it's grayer here than it is. So I just have to avoid that for now. Other than that, I like how this brush responds, this oil brush. It blends her nicely. See how that looks? Yeah, that's looking better. So I'm just trying to put highlights. clear where the light would be hitting. And sometimes you have to tweak it a little bit. This is not a photorealistic drawing, obviously. Nobody's in this pose with this kind of body style and this kind of mouth shape and everything else. So, I mean, if you like to go for photorealism, awesome, knock yourself out. I don't like that. I like the more exaggerated styles. Let me see. See how that looks. Alright. That's looking better. Now I think I can go a few shades. Actually, I'm going to grab his main skin tone and I'm going to go a few shades darker. And then I'm going to go in and grab all these areas in here. Now I'm just going to darken in some of these to reinforce what I drew in the line work, which is, these are darker areas and they need to fall back in order to give the lighter areas some depth to them. Hopefully that makes sense. I really got to get used to drawing and talking. I mean, it's easy to draw and jibber jabber, but sometimes when you're trying to make a point, you gotta articulate it better. Okay. So yeah, in other words, anything that's in shadow here that I drew going into the dark, that's what I'm trying to darken in. Okay. So let's see how that looks. That looks better. Sort of matching the watercolor coffee more. Alright. And then, let's see how the flats look. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, and now we are going to do, let me see. Let's turn off these two layers again, unlock that guy. Oh wait, we don't have to unlock that now. Forgot. In this program, you don't have to do that. Let me see. Let's do the mouth. Back to the flats. And let me see here. Let's do the oil again. Sample the color. Go. Let me see. How am I going to do this? Can't be too yellow. Okay. Well, depending on what your monitor looks like, this might come out looking nasty, or it might look like how it looks on my monitor right now, which is same whitish beige kind of color, just a little darker. So if you have a super bright monitor, it may not look the same. Which you shouldn't be using a super bright monitor anyways, because it hurts your eyes. That's better. Okay. Double check this on my other screen really quick by using workspace. No. Yeah, canvas new window. Let me double check my stuff. Sweet. Yep, pretty much. I don't have a way to show my other monitor here, but pretty much looks the same. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, if that's if that color on his teeth doesn't show up right or whatever, it's most likely, I hate to say this, probably your monitor, because this is more of a calibrated display. We have this little Spider 5? Yeah, Spider 5 Pro, and it's a screen calibrator. You put it on the middle of the screen and then it'll fix that. It'll help calibrate your colors correctly. And the one I'm on right now is the Wacom screen that I'm drawing on, and sometimes, well, most of the time actually, the Wacom screen is a little bit dingier because you're drawing on this. You don't really want super vibrant colors, burning, making your eyes burn. So they're like, this blue will be a little bit darker of a hue than the one on my other monitor. Too bad I don't really have a way to show that. It'd be cool if I can get dual screen recording or something somehow. That'd be nice. Okay, so where am I at? Oh yeah, the eyes. That's crazy because it looks like the only thing I didn't totally line up with the other colors was the eyes. That's weird. Huh. Maybe I can shift these over. That's better. Okay, so now that we are on the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and use, let me see. The light's supposed to be coming more from the top. Yeah. From the top and forward, so let's just maybe put it right in here. There we go. And then I'm going to take the same brush and smaller, and I'm going to take that brown and go a little lighter. Okay. Oops, not light enough, I guess. Nope. A little bit more. Nope. I need to drop the brush down a little bit, go to 40. Try that there. then go back and sample that base brown color and go darker, and then run a shadow from the eyelid over that top part right there. Like that. Oops. There we go. That's better. Okay, and now we can go back to the flats, and I can, oops, I'm doing a selection. Grab the whites of the eyes. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Down here, buddy. Grab that, grab that. Turn that off, go back to my flats. And now we can lighten up the eyes. This I'm probably going to use a soft brush on, and that is the base color. We need to go like that. Put the high part right near the iris right there. Slowly brush out the rest of this. Okay, highlight. There we go. A little too white there on the left eye. Okay. Let's try to leave some of that in. Try that. Well, hopefully the print shows up better than it's showing on the other monitor right now. Okay, and then we will take, I think that's leftover of my base color right there. Go a little bit darker. And we'll do by the eyelid again. Like that. There. Okay. That's where we're at. Last thing we have to do is the mask, top part of the mask, the hair, and the blades. So I'm thinking let's do the top part of that mask first. Let me see. Let's grab that one. Let's make this side of the mask over here a little bit darker. Man, this really adds to the coffee watercolor effect. Color that in a little bit darker, so that when we get up here for our fade, it's more apparent. Do the bottom parts of all of these cuts darker. And let's take the soft brush over here. I'm going to start fading out these edges like that. And take the top color right here and sample from that, and then we're going to blend it down like so. But we need a little bit more of the darker color coming up in here with the soft brush, so I'm going to make it bigger and then just gently hit that. And grab the brighter again and take some of it away. Okay, let's see how that looks. That's better, but it could be a little bit more braver. This can be, oops. Let's try more like that. Yep, that's better. Okay, now the hair. Go to the flats layer again, selection tool, grab the hair. And go back to flats. And part of the problem on this one, on the hair, is that let's see, how do I put this? There's different tint bases to people's hair. Like I met Jackie Chan one time, and in person there was so much red in his hair. And I remember seeing that in some films. So I don't know if it's a if it's a dye-based thing, or if he just has red hair in his, you know, mixed in with his hair. Because there was a science teacher I had one time, and he told me that well, he told the whole class, but he said that all hair colors are found in people's heads. It's just one is more dominant than the rest of the other colors. So taking that into consideration, Jackie's dominant color might have been black, but the second most might have been the red. So when you make a black, you know, you can choose either a red hue or a gray hue. A lot of times if it's a costume, like if it's Spider-Man's costume or Spawn's costume, I like to use a gray as the highlight color. I think it just makes the black look better. Back in the old school days, they used a blue, but they would also make the blue vibrant, so it looks so blue that, you know, his costume looked blue, not black, kind of thing. So here I'm going to try to take that blue and make it to where it is a little bit more subtle. So I should probably grab the base color here. Whoops, wrong tool. So that's my base color. See how that change looks. Still pretty light. Let's go a little darker. No. Let's try more of a gray, just to see how that looks. Because see, the trick of it is, if you get too dark, there goes the ink lines. That's looking like it's more like it. Maybe I'll add a tiny bit of blue. There we go. No. On the other screen it looks too bright. That's better. Okay. So now I'm going to take the whatchamacallit here, and then I can go to a lighter grayish blue. See how this looks for the highlights. Yeah, it's not looking so bad. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here to where all of the highlights were. Actually, I should make this a lot smaller. There we go. Yeah, that shows it better. And then I will go through and find all of the highlights that I drew. Mostly the ones on the outer edge here. There we go. All these other ones here. It's looking better. And then I'll go in probably and put some even lighter ones still. And let's go get some, because his light source is going to be up above here. So let's see how light is too light. So far that doesn't look too bad on the other screen either. There we go. Somehow I got switched to the node layer. There. And then we need a little bit more light on the front here, so that the part towards his skin here bounces out from this middle section. Okay. Oh, and the beard. So let me find one of those mid-tones again. A little bit more. And then go again for the lighter. Okay. There we go. That takes care of that part. Might as well save. And now we have to do the claws. Come on. Yes, I know. Working very slow. Okay. Now let's go to the flats again. And we will need to select all of the claws. Give me all of the claws. Okay. Then go back to flats. And I'm going to have to fix some inking problems here. I'll put the shines on there and everything, but I didn't finish it off on these. So now we will sample this over. And then we are going to need, let me see, what did I use? I used like a tealish. Oh no, I didn't. I used silver. I used gray. Okay. So, see how that looks. It's spazzing out on me here. There we go. No real change. Okay. So, let's see how light we need to go. Oh, that's not too bad, eh? Okay, now the problem is going to be, how am I going to do this? Let me see if I can do a curve. Too thin though, eh? Let's try more like that. Oh. Looks like that's too much. Okay. Maybe not. Alright, and then here and here. Let's try that. And then here. Here. Come on, buddy. No. I accidentally touched the screen. Oops, that didn't work. So I have to touch from one point to the other, then let go, then I can stretch the line. And there we go. Okay, and I'm realizing I'm probably going to have to do these and then section off the other parts. Do those afterwards because they're underneath this. Okay, so let's lasso those out. Actually, no, I shouldn't do that. I should just do that. just add a little bit here, and I can undo all of this. There we go. So now we just got these 3 claws on the right hand. Now I can go back to my brush and let me see if I can make some nice shiny stuff happen here. Few streaks here and there to show that there's other angles gleaming off of his claws. I think that's it for that one. And now back to the flats and grab that again to do the others. And actually, you just might as well just lasso those off while I'm here. Whoops, almost did the same claws again. We want those, we don't want these. All right. Now we have the left hand's claws. And let's do that again. Grab the curve tool thingy here, and we will make this a little bit. Whoa, what happened? Oh, okay. Just a little bit thinner, because these claws are on the underside. So, and then we draw a line, or from point to point, let go, stretch it to find the right angle. Looks like that's going to be about as good as I can get it right there. There we go. And drop it down. point. Let go. No, I touched down. Oh, come on. There we go. Point to point. Stretch the line. I did it again? Jeez. Okay. Right there. Got it. And from there to... What's going on here? That was funky. Okay. That's good right about there. There we go. Okay, then we can go in with the oil paint brush. Do a few streaks here and there. Actually, I better go smaller on that line too. Yeah, there we go. Whoosh. That has got to be one of the weirdest things. Is I don't know, for me, because I'm newer to working with color, but when you see something you're drawing in black and white like that, and then you start doing the highlights over it, it's just a very weird thing, because it's like you know what you're drawing in your head, but you're not really drawing it in color. And then all of a sudden, once you start putting the color on, it's like, I don't know, sometimes it lines up, other times you're like, okay, why did I do that? Because that totally doesn't work with color. Okay, so that looks like that is pretty much it for all of his claws and everything like that. And now I was thinking about putting some kind of shine thing there, but now we need to do the background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the flats. Uh-oh. What's that? What in the heck is that on? It's on this layer. How? Oh. When I got switched. Whoops. Hard eraser. No. You know what? Fine, we'll play it your way. Here you go. Like that, so that can't happen again. Where was I? Oh yes. Go back to the flats, and with the selection tool, we are going to select everything, holding shift, all of the stuff that is the background. I never really used this one for any kind of highlight this time around. I decided to do the digital painting effect kind of deal, so now we can actually use this for the background. So I'm going to put BG background. Might as well go ahead and hit save and wait 50 years while it finishes that. It's funny because even though this is a huge file, as you can see up here by the ruler, this program still saves this file faster than Photoshop saves a regular 11 by 17 file at 600 dpi. And this one, I believe, is at, yeah, this one's 600. Okay, so now that we have the background selected, we can go ahead and turn the other stuff on just so we can see what's going on. Flats copy, I think. And that's what I was digitally painting on. So, let me see here. Turn the flats off. There we go. That was the problem. And then, there we go. Thought that looked a little dark. We can go ahead and lock the flat too, just in case. So I was thinking of maybe using a darker grayish color and blend up out of that because it should help everything else bounce forward. But I don't want that, of course. I want it on multiply so we see the blood. What good does it do to have just a totally gray background? Okay, then I think I'm gonna take a soft brush, choose a lighter gray. Go with a larger soft brush. I'm not sure if I want to fade it from up here. I don't know, let's just see how it looks. Doesn't really separate him too much from the background, does it? Okay, so let's go back a little bit. See if I can get a more textured effect like this. And maybe we can add a little bit of color to the background. Maybe there's some stuff going on in the background that we can't quite see. All right. Maybe there's a car back there, or maybe there's a control panel. We're only catching bits and parts of it. And then we'll take the soft brush and grab a blend of the background colors here. Shrink the brush down. Get rid of some of these hard edges so that we can give some more focus to the blood. And so that we can make Wolverine a little bit stand out a little bit more. But I think we need to add a lighter gray. Yeah, let's lighten up this background. Lighten up this whole thing a bit. Let that red come through. Oops. Ah. Well, I guess I did to me. Yeah, that's better. Let that blood shine through, right? Okay, I think that's about it for this piece. Oh, I should have signed it before I did that. Oh, is it done already? Wow, okay. I didn't even see it. Alright, so that was the background. And now I can go ahead. Yeah, you know what, whatever. Just make a new layer. Grab the pen. Now right in, let's see, a light brownish color. Sort of matches suit here. You see? They're gonna show up. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, it's too big. I'm actually glad I did it on another layer. There should be more here. There. There. Yeah. Over there seems to be a little bit more distracting than over here. So I'll leave it there. And it is 1/620. Whoops. 1/6/2018. There we go. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I've got more of these on the way.